dollar yen at all. I could advise to sell sterling yen, English pound against yen. Dollar, I would not advise to sell dollar yen. Even on risk aversion, I would not advise to sell dollar yen. The risk, the dollar itself is a risk adverse currency, and a lot of markets will buy into it if they have to actually close positions and clear cash flow. So you should not be selling dollar yen. You should always be buying dollar yen. All the momentum plots are very strong, and the central bank is very, very strong. This is the Federal Reserve. Everybody makes little of it, but this is because people simply like to maybe make various comments, but the reality of the situation is that the Federal Reserve is a very strong institution and very strong in protecting the currency. So even on current fundamental reversals or upheavals, whatever you want to call them, dollar is a buy. You don't want to sell into it. It's actually showing positive. We just checked it. We're showing good positive momentum on the 1 hour and mild positive momentum on the 4. If you're gonna sell it, you just set it to 114.9. The profit is very little. If you're already at 114.5, I think we are at 114.4, so there's very little profit. I would rather buy at 114.9 and 115 with a stop at 113.5 and 113.4. I believe it's going to 116.2. All right, we're looking at Ethereum. Remember, we always want to buy half size at current high levels and remaining half size if the market would depreciate all the way down to, with Ethereum, 2,300. We're looking here at this could become a degree 3 breakout, and in that case this is actually a degree 3 wave. The count that you want to consider is that this is a higher degree, so there is a lower degree structure here, a 1 and a 2, and this is now wave 3 because of this bounce or this breakout higher. You would want to buy twice to that level, 61.8, 50%, 2,750, 2,725. All right, there are two ways to go about it. Okay, so the first of these two ways is that if you believe that there's potential to see a strong rise in cryptocurrencies, especially Ethereum and Bitcoin, of course you want to be in with good size. So we would want to be in full size at 2,725, 2,735. You're seeing an inverted head and shoulders, of course, but if the market falls below level 1 here, it's going to be 2,300. You want to at least close out half size. Immediately you would want to close out half size, not add, not hedge, just close out half size at a loss. All right, and we are going to be doing hedging. We know at 2,200. Let's check on this. If you also consider the Russian side regarding that you want to sell your natural gas in cryptocurrencies, of course there are going to be many buyers because Europe has to buy natural gas from Russia, and if you demand that they pay you in cryptos, you have simply created a new market altogether. So there is some merit or some credit to the fact that we can see a rise in Bitcoin and a rise in Ethereum. It's probably important to be into that position, and even as early as today, because problems are beginning to arise today. If the Russians are really going to push forward with their own military campaign more into Ukraine, they must adopt a new economic and payment system if this war is expected to lengthen for them, and one of the routes is to revert to cryptocurrencies. We're looking at Ethereum. Okay, so we're buying upfront. We're buying now at that neckline. You have to keep this. We're buying 2,725. This is a 4-hour chart. We're buying right there at that neckline. There is a tweezer formation to support this, which is good. Now, according to this 4-hour chart, if you're buying full size, you want to have a stop at 2,500, not 2,300, just below high degree level, that internal degree level 1 here. right? It is possible to get it hit, but in order to control risk, because remember, if this becomes bearish, we want to have an opportunity to buy. You can still get to see double inverted heads and shoulders. You see that big head here, there could be another head all the way down to 2500, 2468. So you want to release some of your size in order to be able to buy at 2468 or even 2300. We still have opportunity to buy at these levels. We'd only give away these opportunities and consider we're not going to see these levels if we have positive momentum on the 1 hour. It's not there yet. Okay, so if we're going full size, we have to have a stop for half of our size below level 1. We check that again live on the 4-hour charts. If the market should continue lower, we add that half size again at 2300. We're having here 2248, which is very close to 2300. It is 50% above the fluctuation low for February, so very likely to be seen. And remember, we have to protect all of our size by selling at 2150, showing that green level here, 2000, the bottom of the market. If the market falls below this, we're seeing heads and shoulders, and this market is going to 1700, so you want to hedge at 2150. Okay, so moving forward, we will buy as close to the market as possible. We believe this is a valid breakout, we think, and fundamentally, not technically, fundamentally, because of what's going on, could be a valid breakout. We did expect that it would be a valid breakout earlier last week, or even once the war broke out, because it has been, of course, anticipated that the Russians, if they are under economic blockade, they will try to harm the dollar or imperil the dollar. The only way that they can do that is an alternative global currency, and the only currency that is in a position to actually now contest the dollar globally is not going to be a paper currency. It's going to be cryptocurrencies, and of course it's going to be Bitcoin or Ethereum or both. So you are looking at fundamentally, you want to buy into Bitcoin and Ethereum, and therefore we will advance our purchase. We will buy a bit higher upfront. We'll check the 1-hour chart very shortly, but let's just do the entries on this 15-minute one, so we don't need these fibs now, and I don't believe we need these fibs now.